Beautiful morning, beautiful morning, beautiful morning. Beautiful Monday, mindful Monday morning. How we feeling? How we doing? At the number one show spot on the internet. Let's check our angles. Let's make sure that we are good. How we feeling? Let me know where you are in the world right now. Let me know how the weekend was, I went to a comedy show last night, Andrew Schultz. It was pretty funny. It was pretty good. So, high vibes this weekend. Got real organized on the direction that matters. Fine-tuning the vision, which is real beautiful. So we're feeling pretty good today. A little bit cloudy outside, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Let's get our graphics up on the screen. How about that? Let me know where you are in the world. Let me know how you're feeling. We got South Africa here.
Jazz.
We got Buds and Brushes who says, hi, my mom Lola loves you. Shout out to Lola. Shout out to Lola. Shout out to Mama Lola. Shout out to Mama Lola. I love it.
Everybody hates it.
Session today. I think we're going to do a little bit of a read with me. We have 135 people in the building, 27 likes. Let's try to get those likes up to 50 for the number one chill spot on the internet. The algorithms have changed. We have like over 800,000 people in our tribe, but yet, less than 5% even see us on their front page. So your support is always greatly appreciated. I appreciate you. We got Pennsylvania here. We got Portugal here. Portugal has been pulling me as of lately. I feel like there's something in Portugal for me. We're gonna have to go check it out. We have Finland, Pennsylvania. Shout out to Pennsylvania. California, we have Florida, we have Illinois. Shout out to Person in Illinois, the 405. This past week, I don't know, I've been listening to like a lot of this jazzy house. That's what I'm gonna call it, jazzy house. I'm not sure exactly what the genre is, but it's been a vibe. I don't know, it's just, it does something to my spirit. Last week on our Mindful Monday, we only had one stream last week. My apologies, but we were doing some things offline, getting the vision clear, exploring things offline. Sometimes the views are a lot better offline, you know what it is. So, We create that balance so we can show up in this space with intention and a lot of grace and our best energy. But last week we were reading this book, Daughter Drink This Water by Yaya Jean. And I think we're going to read a little bit more of that, maybe the creative act. Really, we're going to have like an hour session just to chill, hang out, set the tone for the rest of the week, because we do have a beautiful opportunity. And that's what we do here at the number one chill spot. I believe we simply renew ourselves, recalibrate, set the tone, come together, use the power of community and accountability in this digital age where we can be so isolated, or we're just finding creative ways to intertwine, our souls together. It's a beautiful thing. So we got India in the building. Yo, India is showing out today. I love it. And word India, Tamana says, when are you going to visit India again? Hey, when I get invited. When y'all go invite me. I have a lot of love from India. But those of you who don't know, I have been to India twice. The first time I stayed in Punjab, I was in Jalandhar and, went around there. And then the second time started in Punjab, but made our way to Goa, Kerala, Delhi, Mumbai, we went to Shimla, again, went all over Punjab. Like, I have a lot of love for India. When I was actually in India, I felt like in my past life, I was in India. Like, that's how spiritually in tuned I felt and connected to that place. So we definitely coming back to India one day, I always told myself I want to spend like 6 months in Mumbai or something like that. I just think it'll be a vibe, so it's definitely going to happen. Shout out to everyone from India. It's like I would say India is like my sister community, it's like my sister community. New York City in 1940, 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 New York City in 1940. We have Mexico here, we have Memphis, we see Morocco in the building. We love you from Morocco. We definitely coming to Morocco, North Africa. We got the reminder deck. Shout out to everyone who purchased their deck in the past week. We had a small delay on orders, on shipping, but we got that sorted out. So everything has been shipped out. It's coming to you at speed. Appreciate your your patience. Cat got my tongue. And today, whatever is for me, we're going to let it be. We're going to accept these blessings. We're going to receive all that is for us. And whatever isn't, we're going to set it free. It may be people, right? Some of us had to, snip. There's some people in our life who've been depleting us. There's been some people in our life who do not respect us. There've been some people in our life who we allowed to overstay their welcome. And we set it free. We set it free in peace and love, you understand? Regardless, we still want the best for everybody. There's a window of opportunity when you allow what is you, when you allow what is for you to be. And there's a window of opportunity when you allow what isn't to be free. Knowing how to receive blessings, knowing how to receive help, knowing how to receive love is very important. I would say I used to struggle with that, I almost prided myself on just being like a solo in almost everything that I do. I almost saw it as a source of strength. But in hindsight, my mind has been rewired, and I actually see that as a mask and almost like a source of weakness, Being able to extend ourselves, receive love, collaborate, lean on our communities, build support systems of accountability, that is strength. That is strength. And that's what we're doing in this season at the number one chill spot on the internet. I feel like this card resonates for me a lot right now. Sometimes with the reminder deck, you read a card and you're like, you may even be like, what is Heinz even saying with this card? It don't resonate. But then 6 months later, you read it and it's exactly what you need to succeed, There is a new creation forming within you. I'm going to say there's a new creation forming within me. I can feel it. Some seasons your growth goes inward like the roots of a tree, preparing to blossom, cultivating all the inner treasures that you need. Everything that you need to succeed in the next season. You're going to need some more grace for yourself, some self-compassion. You need that strength, that resilience, that wisdom. We're cultivating that in this season. And when you feel stagnant in the physical or material world, and your material successes and the things that people can see, when you feel insecure, vulnerable, and stagnant in those aspects, remind yourself, hey, we're working on the things that are unseen. A new creation is forming within me. I was actually at a comedy show last night, like I mentioned earlier, and it was Andrew Schultz. And now the interesting thing about Andrew Schultz is I've actually been watching the guy for about 10 years because I'm a long-term listener of his podcast with Charlemagne the God, Brilliant Idiots. Been listening to that podcast for 10 years. So I've actually watched this guy's journey over time, from like struggling comedian to nobody knew to like now being, one of the biggest comedians on tour. The guy did back-to-back shows last night. Like as I'm walking out the theater, there's already a massive line inside. I'm like, man, this guy's killing it. He was talking about, how he got married, he had a kid. He was showing all these visuals. And while I was there, I was like, wow, I am literally watching this guy's dreams, come alive. And it was a beautiful experience just to see somebody fully embracing their dream, fully living in their dream. And at the same time, you're also like, you fall into a little bit of comparison and you're like, man, I got a lot more work to do to get to that point. But then you have to reframe your mind and be like, let's not compare our timelines, but simply see everybody else who's doing their thing as a source of inspiration, as a source and a window of opportunity. It's an opportunity to witness greatness. It's an opportunity to witness blessings in other people's lives, because it's also a sign of what can happen in our own life when it is our time. I just think these days with Instagram and all that, we're being force fed, every detail or the highlights of everyone's life, and it can be hard. I think every single one of us struggles with that at times, where we compare ourselves. You go on YouTube, you see the thumbnail, how I make $3 million a month. You're like, $3 million a month? Really? You make $3 million a month? Get you feeling all like down. Let's not compare ourselves. You understand? We're all on our own timelines. I was actually thinking about it too. Just how we're all from different soil and different cities. When I was watching Andrew's show, he's from New York. So I was like, I wonder what I would have been like if I was born in New York or raised in New York in that environment. And I was like, man, our environments truly do shape us. And I'm like, well, my hustle and drive, I do think I probably would have achieved success quicker because I would have been in an environment where there was success all around me and networks and connections. But I don't think I would have achieved the peace, the calm that I've cultivated within me that I did at such a young age. So I was like, what I'm saying? Like, it's interesting how my environment nurtured an aspect of me. But if I was born in a different environment, it may have nurtured a different aspect of me, right? That's why I truly believe we should not compare our timelines. It's so ridiculous, right? Because we all come from different soil. We have the same experiences in our own unique situations, but we have our own experiences, in our own timeline. So it was a beautiful experience last night. I enjoyed it. Beautiful show, good people all around. Number one chill spot on the internet. Whatever you are going through, you already know you are growing through. Simple reminders, that's what we do here. Sometimes you don't need new information. Sometimes you just need a little reminder that's going to bring you back to yourself, bring you back to your power, bring you back to the remembrance that God got you. You understand? God got you. You don't have to chase. You can receive. You can learn. It's coming to you. Maybe not on your exact timeline, but what you need, God already has stored for you. No need to chase. Chasing is like, this desirable energy that is never going to be for you. When you chase something, it's like what's that TV show, the Bugs Bunny and the Speedrunner. He never catches this. He never catches him. So when you're chasing something, it's almost you're in the mindset that you're never going to get it. So no need to chase. Stay rooted in truth. Stay rooted in belief and faith, and that belief and faith will inspire you to Put all you can into what you are doing to bring it into life. And then you also have the belief that your divine ally behind the scenes is also working in your favor. And we stay rooted in you and us in our true selves. So the ones who love us can come closer and the ones who don't can simply move out the way. And then we're patient. We plan, we're prepared, we ask and we shall receive. Like the Bible says, ask and you shall receive. Simple wisdom, right? I love it. We're going to have like a jazz night one night, just like I'm gonna pull up like some wine or some sake to the studio in a little teacup. We're gonna have like a jazz night, pretend we at like a jazz lounge, you know, have a little vibe with one another. And your boy been making some music as of lately, and your boy been making some dope guided meditations that are coming out very soon. I finally cracked the code in my mind. Finally cracked the code. You know when you have those light bulb moments, it's like, you know, that breakthrough came. I have a card that talks about that. A breakthrough is about to come. And I've been waiting for this breakthrough, but I knew it was coming and it finally came this weekend. Clarity often arrives when we have been wrestling with life, when we've been wrestling with what to do, where to go. Like when I am wrestling with life, I understand that this is a part of the process, right? Like I'm in between the pages in my chapters. I'm in a liminal space and I'm trying to figure things out, trying to have that light bulb moment. And yes, it could be frustrating. It could be rooted in some anxiousness, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm wrestling, you know, I'm figuring it out. It's a good thing. But clarity often arises when we finally settle the mind, right? So when we stop wrestling for a moment, we settle the mind, we become idle, and we believe that the answer we are looking for is coming to us, right? Let's put our mind, our body, and our spirit in a space to receive. How do we do that? Good morning routines. You know, we're treating our body right. You know, we have a good support system. We have our habits going day in and day out. We're not too extreme. We're not falling off. We're finding that sweet spot and we're learning every single week. We see failure as our foundation. You know, we don't beat ourselves up. Oh, I planned too much last week. I couldn't meet my expectations. Let's chill a little bit more this week. Set a plan that we can actually execute so we can produce the evidence, which will raise our confidence. And then once we have momentum, then we can pick it up. And then we just breathe into every moment. We have breathwork classes. I don't want to call them breathwork because it's not even that. It's different. We're giving a new name to everything. We have some type of breathing sessions coming. I'll figure out a name. And then we remind ourselves that a breakthrough is about to come, you know. A breakthrough is about to come in your life, right? That breakthrough may be a light bulb moment, a revelation, you know, that breakthrough may be a new relationship or whatever it may be. Just know that breakthrough will come. And if you're wrestling with life, it's a part of the process. It's a beautiful thing, you know. We don't cherry pick experiences. No, we do not cherry pick human experiences. We just embrace them all, you know. If there was anything I had to stand on, like a simple message, it would literally be a human experience, the spectrum of emotions. I love them all. We're supposed to journey through them all. We don't cherry pick them. You understand? I see them all as equal. Although some feel better than others, I see them all and how they serve us in this cool experience that we're having. Who knows? Maybe it's a simulation or something like that. I don't know. Y'all ever wake up and just be like, yo, this is wild. Like, this is wild. Like we're just all here like on a floating rock, not exactly sure how we got here and unsure. Like maybe you think you know, but we don't know how everything fully came into creation. You know, we don't even know if there's another universe. There could be other universes. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow, like it's wild. You gotta love life, the mysteries of life, the uncertainty. There's so much uncertainty in life that I think, like, why fear uncertainty? You know, it's literally the blueprint. It's literally the fabric of everything. Uncertainty. We will not know everything, and that's the beauty, you know? The mysteries of life, you know, allow them to be mysteries, but allow our curiosity to drive us forward and to discover new answers and, you know, solutions and, you know, bring them forth to make things better for the next generation. I truly do hope that we can leave this planet better off for the next generation. You know I hear a lot of people talk about how, you know, they're not going to have kids one day because there's no point and the planet's worse off. But I hope we can be the generation that makes a shift and actually makes the planet a great place to live, a better place to be, you know, for the next generations. And they do the same and they carry that torch, you know. So I am an optimist. You know, I think I was hardwired that way. I think I do what I do because I was simply hardwired that way. I just have a natural positive mindset. And because of that, I think it's my duty, and I have to bring that into the world because I feel like it was just given to me freely, to be honest. I've always been naturally positive, and I see that as a privilege, and because it's a privilege, I have to share it and just offer it as much as I can. Thank you so much for the super chat, Andreas. You changed my life, brother, with your wisdom. I appreciate it. I'm simply just a mirror. You know, I probably said some things that, you know, tickled your spirit, but you changed your life because everything that you did, you applied it. So that's what we hear. We're just mirrors. I really can't change your life, but I can offer just a simple perspective shift, and you can take that shift and apply it to your own life. So congratulations to you, you know, for changing your life. That's amazing. And I'm honored that I could somewhat be a part of that journey. 223 people in the building, 227 people in the building. It's not about numbers, it's about the frequency, it's about the quality. And we have quality in here right now. We have a good group of people with 88 likes, 89 likes. Let's see if we can get it to 100 likes. That's about half of the people in here. Beautiful Monday, mindful, just setting the tone. I did a brain dump this morning, which is really beautiful. Woke up, one of the first things I did was brain dump after my shower, had a drink, and just put everything that was in my mind onto paper. And then it was so messy. You know, I was like, man, this is a lot of thoughts. These are a lot of goals, worries. You know, I just put it all onto paper in my Apple Notes. And then I actually just took all those notes and I threw it into ChatGPT and I told it to summarize it for me and did it really well. And then I was able to see everything that was in my mind in a nice, cohesive, organized way. And I was like, okay, we can create solutions to all of these things that we wrote down that are potential worries or frustrations. You know, we can create the pathway to success for these.
J'aime beaucoup la danse. Une danse.
Like Bob said, when the music hits, you feel no pain. Good vibes is medicine. Good music is medicine. We got Netherlands in the building. Shout out to the Netherlands. You have Asse here, we have Omri here, Visora here. We did something similar, letting out all my thoughts. Yeah, it's good to organize our thoughts. Sometimes we're anxious because we just haven't organized our mind, right? If you think about it like your computer, I'm sure we all, you know, sometimes we have like 50 tabs open on Safari or Google Chrome or whatever. Look at your desktop, you have a million icons and like you feel cluttered. And what do? We take the time, we close the tabs, we bookmark some things, we delete what we don't need, we save what we want for the future, we clean up our desktop, or you do what I do. and I make a folder called organize, and then I'll take everything on my desktop, throw it in that folder. Then the desktop gets messy again, and then I'll create another folder that's called organize, and then I end up having all these folders that say organize, and it's horrible. But point is, you know, we take the time to clean up the desktop, and we need to do the same thing with our mind, right? You know, clean up the mind, organize it, get the thoughts out, have the conversations that have been at the back of our mind for way too long, that have been weighing us down, so we can free ourselves up, be a lot lighter, energy will naturally flow. And then we're just in a good rhythm and a pace, you know. It's all about the energy, you know. It's all about the energy, and we have that power to shift our energy in the right direction. But sometimes we just have to organize our mind. And, you know, I think really simplicity is key. You know, simplicity, you know, we live in this time where like we have to be aware and responsible for so many things. For me, I realized, man, if it's too complicated, if it requires too many apps, if it requires all my time, it's not for me. It's not for me. No, it's not for me. Okay, let me change up this music here because it's kind of getting a little bit off. It's not the vibe I want now. See, a lot of people say they feel seen about the folders and tabs. Trust me, man. Trust me, man. I'm sure a lot of us are unorganized messes a lot of time. Oh. Yeah, your boy can be a little unorganized sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. Just all good. We getting better with time. We getting finer with wine, like wine. Shout out to Nora, shout out to Anwar. I see someone else in the building just turned 16 years old. Someone was surprised. Wow, you're young. That's the thing about the number one chill spot, you know? There's people, I've had people as young as 13 years old message me about the podcast. I've had people as old as 65 tune into the live streams. It's kind of cool. I think it's pretty cool, you know? It's just like a frequency. Let's see what the big homie Jaya John. I gotta get that guy on the stream one day because his words be so beautiful. And we read a little bit of this book last week. I have a little bit of a raspier voice today, so my apologies. You know, Monday first stream of the week. A little rough in here. Didn't have no honey yet. Should have had some honey this morning. Next time. I'm actually planning on going to the honey farm. There's a farm by me that just has honey for days, like different flavors, just different kinds of honey. It's amazing. We're gonna read a little bit of Daughter Drink This Water, beautiful book by Jaya John. Why I like this book is all throughout when I'm reading this book, it actually sounds like the same things I talk about on my podcast, just in his formation of words, which is beautiful. Definitely a poet, definitely great with his words, but it's the same reason why I love the Creative Act. The same reason why I love the Creative Act is there's so many things in here that I have learned myself through the creative process, and then you see it here. So it's so beautiful when you read something and someone has arrived at the same conclusion as you through their own experience, and then it almost like feels like, okay, well, it binds the truth together, you know, makes it even that much more whole. What I loved about the Creative Act is in the beginning of the book, Rick says, nothing in this book is like determined as truth. It's just simply my observations. So both books here, I find that my observations in life are here, just in other people's formation of words. And I love that, how two different human beings, completely different places on the planet, different experiences, can have similar observations and share them. And yeah, it's amazing to me. Restfulness is the chapter we're going to recite in this moment. Restfulness, 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 restfulness. Y'all been getting good sleep lately? I hope y'all been getting good sleep lately. Oh, we have someone in the building who's 66 years young. I love that. I love that. The name of the book is Daughter, Drink This Water by Jaya John. Don't worry, I'll throw it up on the screen after. Have you ever watched the sky sleep? It gives itself completely to itself. Listen closely. Sky breathes differently when it is sleeping. It has turned its energy inward. No guilt, no or anxiety. In sleep, it breathes as animals breathe, entirely devoted. Rest is one of your most powerful medicines. Rest is one of your most powerful medicines. What happens sometimes? Sometimes the ego and our pride don't allow us to rest because we think if we're resting, we're not grinding, we're not working, when really, rest is still productive. The body is working, the body is renewing itself, recalibrating to make sure that it's fully optimal so we can move in the direction that matters. If I do not sleep enough, the days are over for me. You know, I now at my age need at least 6.5 hours sleep. Anything less than 6.5, I'm a dead man. Okay. Rest is one of your most powerful medicines. It is also a skill, a habit of giving yourself permission. Do you feel guilty when you are not working yourself to death? Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else feel guilty when you're not working? Anybody else? That was my old programming. I'm being called out right now. My old programming was if I was not working myself to death, I was not doing something. Now, of course, it was inspired out of survival. You know, I was going down a path, an uncertain path that gave me no promises and I had no regrets. You know, my mom used to be like, yo, you do not sleep. You need to sleep. I'm like, Mom, do you understand? My mom's an amazing woman. I was like, Mom, do you understand that like I am going down an uncertain path where there is no promise? I'm like, I got to make sure it works. Right. But do you feel guilty when you are not working yourself to death? Who has planted these seeds in you that gravely misdefine life? Misdefine life, especially in the West. We have such a culture where we over-identify everything with our work. And then if you go to other countries, they like identify like life as life, the experiences, family, laughter, good food, you know? What is it? In Spain, they take like a nap, a siesta like every day or something like that. Shops close down, like insane. I love it. So we should remind ourselves, I deserve and I am blessed by rest. I deserve and I am blessed by rest. We deserve to rest. We deserve to give our body what it needs to succeed. This mantra can dissolve the adhesions of guilt, keeping you from feeding yourself from sleep and repose. Rest is a feeding. I like that. Rest is a feeding. It's food for the soul, for the body. How would you feel if you did not feed your starving child or animal? Feel this way about not feeding yourself to rest. Now, there's also different forms of rest. Rest is not just sleeping, right? Rest is allowing the mind to be at ease for a moment. Rest is allowing the mind not to worry, not to obsess over everything, not to think about the money, not to think about her, not to think about him, but allowing the mind to rest. There's many forms of rest. I actually had a graphic about this. Let me see if I can find that. Nope, don't have it. What are the other forms of rest do you think? Throw it in the chat. What are different forms of rest beyond just sleeping, right? You are designed to run on rest before even food and water, before son and daughter, before lover and labor. Rest. Seeds have been planted in you, in all of us. Seeds that say, you must not rest. Rest is for the lazy, the selfish, the impoverished. Women are often most harshly judged and scolded away from giving themselves rest. You are never giving just yourself rest. Any rest you experience is always for every single person in your life. Remember this, if you feed yourself, you feed all. Not resting abuses your brain, your body, and your heart, your relationships, and your work, and your life. Deep rest brings you closer to your original natural state, your optimal existence. We got some different forms of rest in the building. We got meditation, we got social media detox, right? Like, I think even like rest doesn't mean you're not doing anything. Like, there's days I have where I go out and about and I'm doing a bunch of stuff, but it's rest to me because I'm turning my mind off from the things that normally consume my mind, which would be YouTube, man. It'd be YouTube, man. I think a lot about this stuff. I think a lot about the live streams, the YouTube. I think about the things I'm not doing. I think about the things I could have done better. I think about the things I want to do. You know, it doesn't turn off sometimes. So we give ourselves those moments and those activities and allow the mind to be idle. So, you know, we can feed ourselves, like he said in this book, which is beautiful. Deep rest brings you closer to your original natural state. What is your original natural state? I would write down in your journal. Who are you at your source, at your core, before the pain, the trauma, the experiences that fully influenced you? Who are you at your core purity, when you came out the womb as innocent as can be? You know, you were light, you were love, and you still are. Try this ancient remedy when you are tired. Rest. Simple. I like how he said, try this ancient remedy, like it was about to be something so complicated and different. And he just says, when you're tired, rest. It really is that simple. I really do think a lot of things, I think we overcomplicate like almost everything in life. We truly do. That's why on this channel, like, I think someone in grade 5 can appreciate the channel, but also someone who is 66 could appreciate the channel, right? Because it's just simple things that bring us back to our natural state, you know? Do not deprive yourself of the very foundation of your health. Give yourself permission to rest. And for some of us who have such busy minds and lives, you almost have to schedule that in for yourself, you know, like that undistracted, undivided time where you're going to give yourself idle time, you know, a date with yourself. And Julia Cameron talked about that in The Artist's Way. Taking yourself on a date each week, you know, prioritize that. You may see it as like, oh, I'm stepping away from the things that matter. But really, you're nourishing yourself at the core. And that is truly what matters. Give yourself permission to rest. Weariness closes the heart and inflames your prejudice. War and conflict have roots in fatigue and the inflammation of exhaustion. Sleep and rest are profound medicines. Our world is sick with tiredness. That's true. Our world is sick with tiredness because everyone's chasing the dollar. And I get it. This economy sucks. It is time for a new cultural value. Rather than work yourself to death, renew yourself into life. Like that. Renew yourself into life. The brain heals during deep sleep. Be compassionate. Let it rest. When you gift your brain true sleep, wonders happen. Traumas heal. Memories are sealed. And inspiration is seated. Mood is massaged. And chemicals are balanced. Stress, anxiety, and toxins are flushed. Beauty, vision revives. Cells regenerate. Nerve pathways bloom. Peace roams and gathers all its favorite thoughts. Peace roams and gather all its favorite thoughts. Because peace likes to roam in a restful spirit, in a rested spirit, right? I like that. Oh, he even says here, the spirit settles. Just like I said. Soul drinks silence and breathes again. You wake into your true nature, renewed. Rest up. You have many births ahead of you. You have many births ahead of you. Every day is a new day. Every day you are a new creation with new opportunity, with a new life. You understand? Every day you wake up, you are moving in the direction that matters. Every day you have many births. I love that. think it's really important to remove that guilt too. I used to have so much guilt. I would have so much guilt if I wasn't always doing something, if I wasn't always working. And that guilt is a major expense on your energy. So you're already physically tired because you haven't been giving yourself that rest. And then if you do give yourself that rest, then you feel guilty about the rest and you're still spending your energy. That's why true rest is guiltless. You feel no guilt about it. You give yourself that time to renew yourself. That's you time. You prioritize it. Top priority. No negative feelings about it. This is me time, nourishing, renewing, recalibrating. By the ocean.
J'aime beaucoup la danse.
I did a creative act for a moment, a way of being. Actually, I developed some really beautiful. There's going to be a lot of changes, not changes, a lot of upgrades and an elevation to what we're doing in the offline community in our own private space, hindsight.com or heinz.com/chill, the chill space, because something clicked and I'm like, oh, we have some really cool practices. I realized we don't just need more content. We need things we can actually apply, you understand? So I have some cool things in the pipeline right now, and especially for the creators, but even for the fam tier as well. It's it's about to get interesting, I'm telling you. It's about to get real beautiful. Get real beautiful. Let's see what Rick is seeing. Let's see what Rick is saying over here at the #1 chill spot on the internet. The abundant mindset. Nah, success. Self-awareness. Nah. I like this quote. It's helpful to work as if the project you're engaged in is bigger than you. It's bigger than yourself. I was just checking out the chat right now. Y'all saying so hot in India right now. Yo, when I was in India, it was beyond hot. I remember I was in Amritsar. Amritsar? Is that how you say it? That's not the Golden Temple. And it was about 50 degrees. And yo, like this guy was selling like bananas and the bananas were melting. I was like, yo, the fruit is melting. Like it's so hot. Artists occasionally experience a sense of stagnation, a block. This isn't because the flow of creativity has stopped. It can't. This generative energy is ceaseless. It may just be that we are choosing not to engage with it. Think of an artistic impasse as another type of creation. A block of your own making, a decision, conscious or unconscious, not to participate in the stream of productive energy that is available to us at all times. I've been learning more about this, about how creative blocks don't need to be blocks. That, you know, we see them as boulders, we see them as ourselves being stopped, and that's really just us not embracing the process having our ego and our pride involved, our emotions involved, our value tied to the outcomes, to the things that we can create. I think that's really detrimental for artists and creatives when like you put all your value in the things that you create. So then when you feel like you can't create or you can't produce your best, now you see no value in yourself. And I think it's actually very important to be able to separate the art from the artist. Although the artist is the art, we still have to find our intrinsic value, even beyond the things that we do create, because those creative stagnations will happen. And at the end of the day, we can get curious about them, you know, be more excited about them. When we feel constricted, we might begin to create an opening through surrender. So surrender, stop trying to control. If we let go of our analytical thoughts, the flow might be able to find a path through us. We stop overthinking it. We can be and do rather than think and try. We can be the art. We can do. We can flow instead of forcing and trying and overthinking. Create in the present rather than anticipating the future. Each time we surrender, we may come to find that the answers we seek is right before our eyes. A new idea arises. An object in the room inspires. Feelings in the body amplify. This is worth considering in difficult moments when we appear to be stuck, to have lost our way, to have nothing left to give. What if this is all a story? It is a part of our story. We have any artists in the building, any creators, any content creators in the building? Like those horns. Be mindful not to abandon a project prematurely because you have given in to all or nothing thinking. I have witnessed several artists start projects and throw them away for the very reasons. It's easy to create a piece, recognize a flaw, and want to discard the entire work. This reflex happens in all areas of our life. When you look at the work, practice truly seeing what's there without a negative bias. Be open to seeing both strength and weakness, instead of focusing on the weakness and allowing it to overwhelm the strength. We do that in our life as well. We allow our weaknesses to overwhelm our actual strengths. We hyper focus on what we are not good at instead of doubling down on what we are great at or good at and become great. Will Smith talked about this, and I wish I had the clip to pull it up. I need to be quicker with that stuff. But he talked about the distance from good to great is a lot further than what people think. They think, oh, you know, I'm at 90% to get to 100%. It's just another 10%. He's like, no, that last 10% is the defining lines. A lot of people are naturally talented at things. A lot of people are naturally good. You know, they're hardwired a certain way. But what makes someone truly great is a whole other experience that brings them through that 10%. You might come to realize that 80% of the work is quite good, and if the other 20% fits in just the right way, the work becomes magnificent. This is far better than trashing the work because one small part isn't a perfect fit. When you acknowledge a weakness, always consider how it is either being removed or improved before discarding the entire piece. What if the source of creativity is always there, knocking patiently at the doors of our perception, waiting to unbolt the locks? I believe it. We have Big Lark here, who is an actor, writer, and producer, a triple threat. We have Charisse here, who is a writer and a lover of videography. You know how everyone's saying multiple things? I always say we have multiple gifts and interests. We also have someone here who is a designer and a chef. Again, proving my point. I actually don't think we have enough time on the planet to even discover all our gifts. Like, that's how multi-talented we all are. That's why I'm like, man, it would be nice to live till 200. But, you know, they're actually like figuring that out. I know it kind of sounds crazy, right? Like, But a lot of us, we have many gifts that we're never even going to discover, you know. We have many interests. We have Luke K here, who's a composer and a painter. Lots of wonderful outlets. Marion, who's a photographer. Tabitha is an actor, model, content creator. Jules is a singer and rapper. We have a new content creator. We have Ty, photography, sewist, dabbling in videography. See, like all the gifts, like there's so many. And Jules is a creative director. It can really translate into so many different things, right? Like I always say, like, who knows what I'll be doing in 5 years? I could be doing something completely different. And I love that uncertainty. I love that mystery of it. Like we could pivot and do something completely different. We have designers from Colombia. We have swing traders, content creators. Multifaceted creators who raise collective consciousness. I like that name. Beautiful choice of words. Rick says, if you are open and stay tuned in to what's happening within you, around you, open, ready to receive, the answers will be revealed. When I'm reading, I obviously like throw in my own words just to spice it up a bit. That's why our read with me's are immaculate. What says in hindsight here? Does anybody ever like think of me when you hear like in a podcast someone say in hindsight? In hindsight. People tell me that sometimes. They're like, yo, anytime I hear in hindsight, I think of you now. I'm like, that's that immaculate branding and marketing. It says, in hindsight, this tiny seed that led us down a winding path may seem insignificant. We might wonder if it's big enough or if the direction is important enough to keep traveling. When gathering seeds to begin our work, we may be tempted to look for a grand sign before committing ourselves, a clap of thunder to assure us that we've found the right path. We may discard ideas that don't seem of great importance or magnitude, but the size does not matter. Volume does not equal value. That's something our generation needs to hear. Volume does not equal value. Hey, everyone's saying every time. Every time when you hear it in hindsight, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I hear it a lot too. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even know what in hindsight actually meant when I came up with in hindsight. To me, I was just like, in Heinz's sight, the way I see the world, because I was doing videography, music videos. So I was like, this music video is in my sight, my vision, how I see things. I actually didn't know what in hindsight meant in the way people use it in a conversation until after, which was interesting. I like what May G says here. I'll catch the next gift in the next life. I like that one. I like that. That's a bar. I catch the next gift in the next life. I like that. For lunch today, y'all. I'm getting hungry.
know hell's on the horizon. We can see it from the start. We put ourselves on the line, 'cause we don't want to be ignored. I can't explain why I want for you more, but the more I get, the more I want. We could get
Yeah, pretty soon I'm gonna start streaming to multiple platforms at once. We'll be streaming to YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok all at the same time. So we can expand our horizons. And also, Twitch is allowing music now, so, you know. But the YouTube chat will always be the home chat. But, you know, we got to tap into, we got to let people know, man, there's a lot of BS on the internet. We're just trying to get some people to know what's happening over here at the number one chill spot. You know, there's a lot of people who right now just scrolling through a lot of political bullshit. A lot of people who are just scrolling through a lot of division and hate, and all they need is like a safe space online where they can come chill. They don't even know it exists. They don't even know it exists. You know what I'm saying? The thing that they're looking for, they don't even know exists. So we got to go get them. We got to go be fishers of men, like Jesus said. Or fishers of human. Not just men, women too. The Bible's a little bit too masculine. I'll be honest. Obviously I love the Bible's bars. It's a little bit too masculine though. You understand? You got the Father, you got the Holy Spirit, and you got Jesus, all men. I'd be swearing the Holy Spirit is more like a feminine energy. I'm gonna have 3 dudes. Shout out to all the women in the world, all the feminine energy. Shout out to the reminder deck as well. It's looking beautiful as can be. You know, we live in the life that we love so we can love the life that we live. We're creating a life that we love so we can love the life that we are living, right? We're going to be here on this planet. We might as well enjoy the life that we got. You know, if we're going to be wearing this human suit, might as well fine tune it and mold it to where we like it. We are here to learn, live, and love, truly. That's such like a cliche tattoo, right? Like learn, live, love. But it's true. Sometimes the cliche things are just undeniably fact. No matter where you are in life, there is an opportunity in the present moment. I truly believe in that. Opportunity aren't just jobs or more money and success. There's opportunities all throughout our life. Opportunities to raise our heart posture. Opportunities to learn more about ourselves. Opportunity to instill patience in a season. The credentials of the spirit. To love the life that you are living, to live the life that you love is an opportunity in itself. You know, have gratitude for that.
You know I still remember. Try so hard, but I can't forget you. And I know that things have changed. Didn't think I'd see you again. Be alright if you never see me again. But for old times, give me one last dance.
Vibing on a Monday morning, mindful Monday morning, setting the tone. This is a nice little vibe. I don't even know what the song is. It just actually came on, but we're gonna rock with it.
Are you doing better? Now you're here looking good as ever. Know that things have changed. Didn't think I'd see you again. I know
say, man, God did not give me the gift of singing because God know I would be ignorant with it. I wouldn't even talk. I would just be singing my ass off. I'd be ignorant with it. This song is called One Last Dance by Baby Rose and Baba Not Good. Or Bad Bad Not Good. Interesting name, but it's called One Last Dance by Baby Rose. Like that little flute in the background. Better to be felt and not just seen. I've been thinking about this a lot because a lot of people use the internet to validate their feelings, go to their own communities for their own biases, you know, put out personal stuff. And it's like, in a world where everybody wants to be seen, I truly believe it's better to be felt. Root yourself today in the true you, the authentic you, and real support and community. Even people who will call out your BS and not just validate everything that you want to be validated, but it's truly better to be felt for the real us, you know, not just seen for whatever we portray on the internet. Baby Rose, shout out to Baby Rose. I'm gonna have to put Baby Rose on my playlist now. Didn't know about you, Baby Rose, but now I know. Vibe. So for the rest of the week, what's our intention? You know, what's your goal this week? What's your intention this week? What feelings would you like to feel this week? You know, what are you going to attain this week? What's the tone? Let's set the tone before we close out here on this beautiful Monday and make sure that we set an intention to move in the direction that matters. Something I want to feel this week is precision. I want to go towards everything on my calendar, everything I need to do this week with precision. No lag, no delay. I want to execute. This is an execution week for me. It's also a good, I want to eat good this week too. Great Outdoors wants to be in a creative mood this week. Great intention. Dark Phantom wants progress. Okay, progress like that. Progression, motion, pace, rhythm. We got Zoe. Intentions to remember that a mind without thoughts is like a sky with no weather. I need to realize that not all distractions are bad. I like that. Thank you, Zoe. Got Nera, who's going to be getting back into that flow state. We got Talia, who's going to be connecting with the future self and focusing on those daily habits, developing that rhythm and that pace to achieve those dreams. Okay, we have Other Side, who wants a smooth week without friction. Make it happen, make it happen, make it happen. Maybe write down how you're going to make that happen. Like this. Crystal says, my intention is to do what's required. Oh, that's weird. Sorry, y'all. Had something happen with my mixer. That was really weird how that happened. Really weird. Technical difficulties. Technical difficulties. It's all good. We got Momo who says it's the week of flow, alignment, and peace. Mary says, I want to invite peace, gratitude, and prioritize time for myself. Remember that new job and circumstances does not come in front of having the mind space to be present and aligned. I love that. Lots of love from India here. We know we got love from India, from the South India to the North India to the East to the West. Shout out all my bhais and sisters in India. It was a nice little Monday vibes, Monday Mindful Mondays. You know, we usually tap in for an hour. We're working towards where we're going to be doing, I want to call it a show, multiple sessions a day, not every day, but like different times. We really got to tap into different time zones. So, you know, things are becoming more clear. You know, we're in progression. We're figuring it out. It's becoming clear. Your support is greatly appreciated at the #1 chill spot on the internet. Join the tribe to keep the vibes alive. Like I said, we had an elevation of a moment in the mind this week, and there's some new things coming into the space. I finally figured it out. And I appreciate your patience. Next stream, I believe, will be a study stream. Tap into the community space for the schedule. Again, thank you for setting the tone, setting some intentions for yourself this week. You know, together, a community accountability, I believe we can execute some of those intentions. And I think we're all traveling on a similar frequency. That's why we do this, so we can really see ourselves and each other and be mirrors. So, #1 chill spot on the internet. I shall see you next time.